Hello, it's Friday the 5th. I'm FX Plu, back in the fields. It's a bit squelchy underfoot after all that snow. But this is the market brief. Andrew Bailey's been on following the MPC meeting. He sounded pretty optimistic about the pace of recovery, believing that H2 will see expansion and overall growth will be about 5% this year. This meant that the negative rate debate passed with little comment, other than the mention of due to operational challenges for the banks, the MPC have agreed to give 6 months notice of any such move. So maybe we can draw a line under that one for a while now. The only fly in the ointment was unemployment. Bailey believes that the official data might be lowballing things rather, quelle surprise as the French may say, but the concern is that he's right, and the real rate may be closer to 8%, and if that's the case, where's it going to peak? The COVID vaccinations are continuing at a good strong pace. True story, my mother's off for her first jab tonight. I'm not sure how she jumped the queue. Still considering she's claiming to be 29 and a bit, but who am I to judge, right? In the market, sterling remains threatened by a break lower. We saw a low of 135.65 with all the negative rate concerns yesterday, but when the MPC was more positive than expected, it certainly helped sterling recover, and we opened this morning around 136.80. Over in the US, many analysts believe that the worst is behind them. The average of the top 20 banks forecast 2021 GDP growth to be around 5%. Positive news. Fed members are continuing a charm offensive, extolling the virtues of the fiscal and monetary policy steps that we've seen so far. Although the benefits are unlikely to be seen with any real drive before at least Q3. But despite that, there's a growing sense of optimism, and we saw euro dollar conclusively break through 120. We saw a low of 119.55 yesterday, and indeed that's where we open today. And that optimism has trickled down to the employment numbers. Don't forget, today's main event is non-farm payrolls. For me though, I don't know what's really behind the optimism for the January data. Perhaps blind hope, supported by the small improvement we saw in the weekly jobless numbers yesterday. But nearly 780,000 new claims were still reported, and that's hardly lighting a fire. And the 4-week average is still running at 850,000 new claims. So the non-farm forecast is still ranging either side of the general consensus that there'll be 50,000 new jobs created. I've seen highs as high as 100,000, which was last month's number, well, right up until the data came out at minus 140 anyway. But we've also seen lows as low as minus 25,000 new jobs from some of the negative Nellies out there. So what do you think? Drop your number in the comments below to play along. In return, of course, we'll put your name in lights in the whizzy little graphic after the data comes out. Maybe today is the day you get to join the winner's circle. Good luck to one and all. Me? I'm feeling a little bearish. Call it a January hangover, the January blues. Call it the end of a long week, WFH at Casa del Plu. But whatever you might call it, I'm not after your sympathy. I'm after the top spot this month. Me, I'm in it to win it with minus 13,000. Unlucky for some, hopefully lucky for FX Plu. Good luck, join me again later, all the best.
If If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.